Hey, welcome back to Part 3 of our watch on of No Smoking. If you saw us on YouTube, you saw a very good version because copyright reasons. If I see full uncut version, listen to other things. If you have a Patreon or channel,
you want to see my uncut version?
And at the end of this part, we will talk about the movie and review it. Okay.
This is lube now.
No, you can't light it in here because these are herbal, and so they smoke more.
Your mom's herbal.
They smoke more than regular cigarettes, and then the entire room is filled up.
₹1 जो मैं कैश में लेता हूँ।
₹1
दे दो ना उन्हें।
थैंक यू। ये उधार आपकी अंतरात्मा को भारी पड़ेगा। हाँ जी, उनको नहला दीजिए।
Wow.
Foolproof प्रोग्राम है। मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, उन्होंने मेरी सिगरेट छुड़वाई, अब्बास की भी छुड़वाई थी। तू जाके तो देख, चाहिए तो मैं तेरे लिए अपॉइंटमेंट ले सकता हूँ। दोस्त होते किस लिए?
Never beaten those allegations, buddy. Never beaten them.
Can't put this platinum on fast enough. No one has a higher cinematic IQ.
Oh my god!
Anywhere. It's as high as it gets. Is Anurag Kashyup.
It's like if Anurag Kashyup and David Lynch fucked, and this is their aborted fetus. It's in a good way.
This is.
The reason why I have to think about this might be my favorite Anurag film.
Me too.
Gang's obviously fucking brilliant. I mean, most of his stuff is fucking brilliant. I love Ugly. There's so many things.
Robin Raghav.
The one with KK Men and Gulal, I think, is fucking brilliant.
But when it comes to cinematic storytelling being metaphorical to convey a message that's extremely important, messages that are extremely important, it doesn't get any better than this. Now, obviously, this might not be people's cup of tea. Like, for example, I think I was telling you about the latest Yorgos Lanthimos film.
Yeah.
Same thing. Very, very different, but the totality of that is not linear storytelling that's going to give you arcs and character development. Everything is symbology. Mm-hmm. Everything.
Some people don't like that.
And some people don't like it, and I get it. That's what I like that film, but I didn't love that film. There's other Yorgos Lanthimos films that do that. Poor Things is an example that I liked more because they have, like this one, they have the symbology with a sense of linear storytelling. I like the linear storytelling where something's going on a journey.
Yeah.
Not all metaphorical films do that and don't need to. Make whatever you want to make. This is so freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
So brilliant on so many levels.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones
Gee
that
whiz.
I feel like you could come up with your own multiple interpretations.
Heck yeah. There's so many stories.
And I'm sure if you got to talk to Anurag, he would say, he would ask, what do you think it's about?
Exactly.
As opposed to, this is one of those ones that, this is one of the reasons I love cinema and might be my favorite Anurag film. I like cinema that people can come up with their own interpretation. And my least favorite it's not going to be shocking, is the after credits stuff. I thought it was a perfect ending to end on the almost no sound.
Agreed.
I liked it.
It was fine.
It means he perpetuated it, kept going, obviously, and he put a song. I'm sure that was for promo. I'm sure he had to do it.
Of
2007.
Of course.
But yeah, I didn't hate it.
The silent ending was perfect.
That's
the end of the movie.
It's a gripe I will always have.
But I'm with you.
For the end of time.
No, we didn't need an end credit scene.
I always prefer ending on the strongest possible message.
And it did.
But it didn't ruin it at all. It's still an absolutely incredible film.
Incredible film.
But because this did exactly what it wanted to do in terms of, I was so immersed in this film. I felt after it was over that I came out of whatever this
world
lab was.
Right, me too.
I was like,
I didn't want to take my eyes off the screen.
Did I just Like,
Yeah.
if you've seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, that's the time warp. Not that was specifically what it was, but it's a
Lynch film.
That's the thing I'm talking about this. About the kind of a similarity between those two films. What exactly is going on?
Memento does that too. Memento does that.
But like then you step out and you're like, wow, what a fucking trick. And it's obviously addiction is a big, obviously, part of this.
Addiction.
Yeah.
Censorship.
Yeah, censorship.
Political control.
Yeah.
Religious control.
Yeah.
Physical addiction. The ability to freely choose something.
Yeah. What is choice? Yeah.
Yeah. What is choice?
Yeah. There's so many different things that I think any different person can come away with this, kind of almost have their own interpretation of it, which
It's
is one
brilliant.
of the beauties of cinema.
Yeah, you could
And
literally,
art.
from whatever walk of life or place you come from, you're going to have a little bit of a different takeaway. But the takeaways are all going to fall, I think, in alignment with what Anurag is conveying.
Yeah.
So, and I think also I want to watch this again just to see how many things I maybe missed or affirm what I saw, or maybe give me a completely different idea of what that particular thing represents, because maybe it represents something. I bet if you watch this thing when you're in your teens or 20s, and then you come back to it again in your 50s or 60s, you're going to see so many different things from different perspectives, which is part of the whole point of this thing.
And one, I've actually heard so many things about this film in terms of people that didn't like it and that said it was shit.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, it, like I said, it might not be your cup of tea. You also might not like thinking in your films. Some people don't.
That's
Some
true.
people don't.
That's true. I
Some
get
people
it.
just like entertainment. They don't want to be.
I know people like that. They want Jason Statham.
Yeah, which you know, whatever.
Fine, okay, it's cool.
Yeah,
that floats your boat.
Your cup of tea. You do you, man. But yeah, the what was I saying? I had a point there.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm still kind of in the world.
And some things were so overtly symbolic and in your face, like the ways his brother tried to die.
Oh yeah.
And how that represents does secondhand smoke really do that? Because, you know, what's more dangerous? This, that. But the majority of this stuff is so powerful, personal. But there's one thing I think that is a very definite thing coming from Anurag in this that I think he would be very overt about. Anurag Kashyup, the smoker. And I think that would be the damnable controls that are put in place by governing authorities, whether they be religious, whether they be political, and how they're, to use his symbolism throughout, you got to be very careful for them, because their constraints can be no more damning and awful than the most obvious thing we've seen in our lifetime, which is what Hitler was able to do.
Yeah.
And how there is no real difference. It's all about control and saying this is wrong, and who gets burned up at the end, who gets set to the side, who gets ostracized, who gets marginalized, who gets treated differently because of different choices that they make, and ends up being they get literally burned out of people's lives. They get burned out in their own life. And I bet if you were a psychiatrist or therapist, you'd see this in a completely different way. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. But I think that main message holds true throughout.
And I think so much that you could glean from this film. I loved how it was kind of weaved together. I also had heard that the people that liked the film said it was way ahead of its time.
I think it's. I mean,
2007
this was
in Bollywood. Yeah, this would be because I don't think any Anurag film has actually made money. I'm going to be honest. I think I heard that. I was like, I don't think he's actually had a successful.
I think that's why the joke works at the roast.
Yeah, I don't. So, because that's not his style.
That's not his goal.
But like, it's absolutely ahead of its time. This would be a brilliant film to come out in 2024, and you'd be like, whoa.
If this came out now in Indian cinema, we would say how far ahead it was of most people doing symbolic storytelling and metaphorical storytelling in cinema today. This holds up today.
Oh, easily.
And would be 100% a film festival winner. And just, I mean, kudos to John Abraham for jumping on board, man.
Oh, yeah. And there's so much, like, I thought the set design in this was fucking
Phenomenal.
brilliant.
Costume design, all of the tip of the hats to cigarettes.
Yeah.
His wife and assistant, same person, they were a cigarette.
The composition by Vishal Bhardwaj and Clinton Cerrillo.
Beautiful.
Is great.
That musical number in the Fosse Club.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
It's not shocking that Vishal wanted to produce this as well.
And I bet Anurag just let him have at it.
Oh, yeah.
Just go for it, brother.
No smoking there. And there's, it's so interesting because it was kind of, it's not as big of a thing anymore in terms of like this style of like, you're going on a journey and then like, oh, was it a dream the whole time? That was kind of a cliche. Not that that was this, obviously. I don't think that was actually this. But that was like a big cliche for a long time because it's like it happened in a bunch of different films. And so people were like, oh, that's cool. Is it Inception? You know,
Right.
But it happened way before Inception.
Well, and sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, sometimes
That's
because it is a cliche.
I mean, even more so, like, what is the name of that film? It's this year, the Yorgos Lanthimos film that has
is it Emma Stone?
Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of it, but it was well received on the festival circuit. Audience reception was not, it wasn't anything like Poor Things. And that's because the symbolism was so overt. And it's told in different stories with the same actors playing different characters. And this will help you. It's not a spoiler, but it is a spoiler. It's basically a film that gives you 4 vignettes. It's an anthology, as it were, using the same cast members playing completely different characters in the 4 things. And it is just a movie about control in every facet you can imagine in your life. The things that control us, our lusts, our appetites, our political views, our religious views, our the things that we're attracted to just in the physical. It's just about control in every possible element you could imagine. It's brilliant, but so much of it is just about that people could sit through that and go, what the hell was that? This has, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how Anurag was able to keep the story so symbolic and so metaphorical, yet never lose you.
Writing.
And never have you sit back and go, what the hell is that? There's so many weird things in this that don't make you go, what the hell is that? They make you go, what is that? Mm-hmm. Is that what I think it is? Is that, he's like, every little place he takes you on this maze, he gives you another little breadcrumb, so you know you're on track, but you're in this frickin' maze. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Just brilliant.
It's and I would love to talk to him again about this one specifically because God, how do you come up with this? How does in your writer's brains work differently than everybody else's? But God, how do you come up with this concept? I mean, it probably starts as a simple.
Yeah, I think it started off as just the simple. It comes from his own personal conviction of it's ridiculous. And I want to point out something about how much it bothers me that people are marginalized if they smoke and any other thing that we're told societally that you can't be that for these reasons, and everybody agrees to those reasons. And if we're not careful, those things that we think are liberating and freeing to everybody is actually marginalizing and killing another group of people. And this is his FU to that. Mm. This is Anurag's way of standing in front of a no smoking sign and lighting up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's my bet, is it just formulated in his mind as an idea of, I want to make a movie that addresses this thing that I think sucks and needs to change. And he just went from there. Why he chose to go about it in such a metaphoric, symbolic, allegoric way. Anurag, we'd love to talk to you about it, man.
This was his third film, by the way.
That's freaking disgusting.
So, Punch, which we haven't seen, and I think that's the banned one. Is that the banned one? When they got just banned totally in India?
Probably.
If it, because I know its first one got banned, but I don't know if it's Punched. Black Friday, obviously, we saw. Then No Smoking. And then he did an animated film called Return of Hanuman.
Third film. Wow.
FD after this. Gulal, Girl in the Yellow Boots, Gangs, Bombay Talkies, Ugly, Bombay Velvet.
Bombay Velvet.
That I'm so intrigued by Bombay Velvet.
I am too.
Maybe we're gonna watch it one day.
I wonder where this falls for Anurag as well, personally, of the things that how he feels about it. The end result. Did the end result on film become the visualization of what he had seen, and is he happy with the outcome?
I don't know how it couldn't. Maybe
I don't know how it couldn't either. I think it's magnificent.
Technologically, maybe he wanted other things.
I'm sure he sees flaws in it that we wouldn't, because it's just his vision that certain things didn't turn out the way he wanted them to. But what a
it's
hot take.
Ooh, what a
Anurag Kashyup can make movies. Hot take. I mean, the score of Vishal, man.
If you guys don't want him, I'll
send him here.
Take him.
Yeah, bring him here. He is a director that, man, truly, him and Vishal, if more American audiences knew about those men.
And they're not the only ones. That's not what he's saying.
No, but I mean, the reason, it's not just because of the quality of their work, it's the accessibility that the audience in America who loves cinema, forget blowing. Would they blow away the Bollywood stereotype within 5 minutes of the film? Would immediately blow that away. And then bring people to a place of just appreciating them for them being the kind of cinematic storytellers that international audiences can applaud for the elevative artistry of what they do with cinema.
Yeah,
I mean,
I haven't kind of been in this kind of a days after a movie in a long time, because I was just so invested and involved in loving what was going on. But I feel like I just came out of the lab. The scales have come off my eyes.
There's a reason Scorsese and Tarantino know Anurag. Because the people in the film world who care about film at its highest expressions, it's like LJP. How do you not celebrate the giftedness of the storytelling in cinema? It's just off the charts. Off the charts.
Yeah. Everything about the film was exemplary. Production design was gorgeous. Whoever it was created a world in this.
Editing was spectacular.
Obviously
cinematography
the
was
composition,
fantastic.
the writing, obviously, the feel of it, the color grading, and the cinematography.
So many moments too where you think it's just going to stay in this one particular wheelhouse of the budget. Then all of a sudden, everybody's standing inside of the frickin' gas chamber, and the entire floor lights up red. I mean, there were so many big moments like that.
I loved the really quirky moments of
so many funny moments
when he was a kid and they did the Charlie Chaplin skit.
Phenomenal. And then they pull out of that and it's on the TV in the bar where they're talking with end credits going up. So freaking great.
Then the other moments, I just had it. It's gone. But like all the just really weird moments in this, and like sci-fi-ish kind of moments of, is that real? He's all eight, like when his finger goes back on.
I personally think, for me, this is my takeaway. I don't know if Anurag intended it, but the original implication you feel when he puts his hand on the scanner and it says specimen Homo sapien, your initial thought is everyone else around him are aliens. in retrospect, my feeling is he's the alien. That's the way people, for example, who smoke are made to be treated, and that's how they feel in a world that says, stop smoking, smoking's injurious to yourself. You can't smoke here, you can't smoke here, you can't smoke here. I go there, you can't smoke here. They're the ones who feel alienated.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Freaking brilliant.
I love to.
Freaking brilliant.
This is one of those, like I said, my favorite style of films are the ones that people can sit around, even if they don't like it, just having a strong opinion on it. And why they loved it, why they didn't like it, what they think this meant, what they think that meant. It's my favorite type of cinema, just because I like it when art can make people feel different things, but also just make them feel.
And you may have put this in the comments already or DM'd us in the midst of this. Another thing that strikes me, and this is I'm gonna have continue. This is one of those films I'm gonna be thinking about for a few days.
Yeah.
But it is not lost on us, I'm sure on Corbin as well, how much the talking of the soulless body and the soul and the connection of breath to the soul and smoking affecting breath. That's all in there too. Just talk about it for days.
I would love to know the reason for the bubbles and then why.
Me too.
Maybe it's because he got converted and he wanted to maybe stay like a like we're not catering to the English speakers anymore. We're Indian.
Right.
This is Hindi.
Right.
You're gonna speak
why
Hindi.
the bubble? Right.
Why did it change in the bubble?
Right.
One, I just love the bubble element. I think that's so weird. Why they're it's just such a weird thing to do, and I love it. There's so many. You could watch this film a bunch of times and still get so much out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like.
But recommend it to cinephiles.
Oh
yeah. This is not the everyday person's film. There's a lot of folks who would see this, and I understand why somebody would see this and go, "What?" But cinema lovers, I don't know how you couldn't see this and absolutely lose your mind over it. One of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of the best I've ever seen come out of Indian cinema.
Obviously, we'll need to see all the Anurag films before I do an official ranking of an Anurag film.
This is way up there, man.
Maybe a couple weeks down the line, rethink about it if just outside of just coming out of it away.
It's tough because Gangs is so different.
So different, so good, so brilliant.
I mean, it's The Godfather.
He has so many. I love Ugly. I love
Raman Raghav.
Gulal.
Yep.
I love. There's so many brilliant films, but he also has. I know a lot of people think his films are just kind of gang style, slums, people shooting each other. That's his wheelhouse. His wheelhouse is just kind of, I feel like doing this now, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I think, and that's because that style has become his most popular.
Yeah.
But it's very clear that if you know Anurag's films, you don't have to dive too deep to recognize that he's not just that by any stretch of the imagination. Anurag, do a horror film.
Oh,
please.
How has he not? Has he not?
He just has I'm telling you, he just needs to be inspired. He's not just going to make horror to make a horror. He's going to have to feel he's going to have to feel compelled.
He did the ghost stories.
Yeah, he did, but I mean a full-blown like this, where he pours all of himself into it. And I think it's just because he's not going to do it for the sake of, he's not just going to pick a genre. He's going to do what he feels compelled to do.
People really hate this man, and it's so crazy to me.
It's not to me. Oh, I totally get it. In India?
Yeah. Well, no, like I know they
get it.
I hate him as a person.
Yep.
Like as an artist?
Yep.
God, I don't know. Like if you can appreciate artist, you cannot be like he's a quintessential artist.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, obviously, a million people disagree with him politically.
Yeah,
that's fine. But like as an artist, come on, man. Whew. Man, I am verklempt.
Yeah.
To say the least.
What else? There's nothing else to say, kids.
This is a thinker too.
I love this movie.
I'm going to be thinking about it for a good while.
Yeah, love this movie.
Yeah.
And hey, John Abraham,
Everybody.
we see you.
Everybody did well. His name
Render
was
Shori. And Paresh Rawal. We've seen him in a lot of
stuff.
things.
Fantastic actor.
Yep.
Just
Very Pankaj Tripathi feel.
Yeah.
They're very much hand in hand.
He was Pankaj before Pankaj.
Right,
though.
right. Yeah.
Because he was in, I think,
Yeah.
OMG, right? And yeah, he was in OMG. And Vasant Balan. Wait, the man, the launch party of Alex's. Oh, that was Vasant Bala? Oh, he didn't. He was the director of Monica, Oh My Darling.
Oh.
That's
Cool.
interesting. Is there other? Anurag? Whoa.
Oh.
Man in an elevator.
He was in the elevator. He did a little cameo. He did a little Hitchcock cameo in there. We missed it. We missed it. Maybe he had shades on?
Oh, that's annoying.
That's cool.
That's annoying.
Well, have to watch it again.
Anyways, let us know what you thought about the movie. If you saw us on YouTube, you saw a very cut version because of copyright reasons. If you like to see full and cut version of this and other indie films, I think the only other watch along we have is I did a watch along with Steph of his one with Vicky and Tapsy.
Yes, which I watched after
Yeah, he
you.
watched that after.
And liked that a lot.
But I don't know if we've done another Anurag watch along. A lot of his stuff we watched early on.
And just reviewed it.
And I feel like most of his stuff is actually review style films. This is a good one to watch.
This is a great watch along.
This is a good watch along.
This is a really good watch along.
But let us know because we still have Bombay Velvet.
I can't wait to watch that one.
So interested.
I get this feeling in my nards that I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, who knows though.
I gotta say, the amount of hate that's been happening, I'm half expecting to watch Joker 2 and go, what's all the hate, kids?
Yeah, who knows, man.
I'm half expecting that now.
That's why you should always watch art and create your own opinions, man. Yep. We could also hate it.
True.
And he also has that boxing movie that a lot of people think that one's his best film.
Anurag?
As well. Yeah, it starts with an M. It's a hard one for me to pronounce, though. Let us know what you thought about this film. If you liked, if you didn't like it, what your thoughts, what your theories are, what you think the ending means.
What did we miss?
This is a good one to just talk cinema about. And
do you think the whole thing with fingers was that he was just literally giving the finger to people who try to censor? I do. It's his way of giving the finger to everybody who tries to censor.
That's a fun theory.
Yeah.
That's a fun theory.
That's what this is.
As long as it is
this
the
whole,
middle finger.
Yeah, this whole thing is just the middle finger to all the people who want to censor. I really
like that
do.
theory. That's a good theory. Anyways, let us know what our next Hindi watch along should be and anything else we need to know.
You have a lighter?
Down below.